Hi Julie, I'm Lorianne David. Thank you so much for calling me today, and I'm really glad to help you out with your Groom It section of Animal Planet. You probably don't know that I'm one of the foremost experts of topiary in the United States. I have been creating this amazing live sculpture for the past 30 years. I have an incredible repertoire of lecture, slideshow, and pictures that I give to students, teachers, educators, and gardeners all over the world. Today we're going to look at a few examples of topiary at my place, Casa De Los Angeitos in Santa Barbara. This is going to be quick, but hopefully you'll get a sense of who I am and what I can do for you. One of the first and oldest forms of topiary that we're going to look at today here at Casa De Los Angeitos is a really fine example of a maze labyrinth garden. As you can see in the foreground, we have a labyrinth that is made out of shaped eugenia with an internal sacred circle of trees made out of a rare Himalayan paperbark birch called Betula jackmandii. This is the oldest form of topiary that is shaped by the eye in perspective with the hands of a sculptor with shears or scissors. We're going to now step down into the garden and look at a really fun bird. Here's a perfect example of a topiary that needs a trim. It's a steel form which has a small vine called wire vine on it, which has grown in and around to create this dense hummingbird. It's perfect. It's in my yard and it needs to be trimmed. There's a lot of tools that we use, all the way from heavy shears for thicker stems and branches to my favorite, sharp scissors. The idea of using a heavy armature is kind of new. It's 20th century. Originally, gardeners who were topiary specialists would trim the plant or shrub and then tie it with small string in various ways so that it would grow into the shape that they wanted. They would later add sticks and wire to create fabulous forms, whether architectural or animal or fantasy. The advantage of the steel armature is that as you're trimming, you have a form to trim to. It really makes it easy for a gardener who's starting out and wants to have shape in their garden or landscape. So all I'm doing with this vine, which is very, very hardy, is trimming it down to the shape that it needs to be. As you can see, it's grown all these long little new tendrils, and I'm really shearing it almost like one would shear a carpet. In fact, we do have a little set of electric trimmers, almost like a small hair trimmer, that we use on certain plants and shrubs. We actually have really big electric trimmers we use on top of a scaffold to do some really giant dinosaurs in a public park. So I'm just keeping the shears level with the frame, and in some instances I'm even cutting it back a little bit further. Depending on the plant or vine, a lot of times after you cut certain plant material, it will branch out, creating a more dense plant form. This is used a lot for very detailed topiary. This hummingbird is just a really fun, simple bird in flight. You can start to see now the form taking shape as we trim it up. The base really needs a trim. Later, what we'll do is we'll take a large hedge that has no metal interior structure, and I'll show you how to begin to shape that into something. There you have it.